go for this file menu, settings, environment. Here you see different values. Like a product directory means folder path where the product is installed. Means it will give the directory of the Quick Test Professional where it was installed. If you want to know the details regarding the operating system or regarding your QTP, you can use this built-in variables directly in your script. Or else if you want to create some variables, go for user defined. User defined means we will define the variables. See here, user defined, and here a plus symbol is there. You can just use those things. Let us use it, UID, then password. So I am creating value for UID. UID value is, let us take it as testing. Then okay. So you have one environmental variable created which is of a type internal. Let us create one more which is of name is PWD and the value is mercury. So say okay. Now apply and then okay. Now let us write the script for this. Resources, repository, add the objects. All the objects were added. Oh. Objects were not added. Okay. Okay, let's write till here. So this is how you use you write the code for login. Then now add the parameterize using environmental variables. Now go to keyword view, open the script. Here you see value column. Now click the configure the value. Go for parameter. This time choose environment. So if you choose here, the name will be different, values will be there. See here the ones you created. I created one with the UID. Where is the UID? I think it was not added. Saved. Just go and add it again. Settings, environment, user defined. Add the variables. One with the UID. Next one, give some value. Okay. Add one more thing for password. Apply. Okay. Now go for keyword view, parameter, environment, and then here now you should see the value. See here, this is the one I created, and if you select it, automatically the value will be shown here, and also user defined internal. Even you can select built-in also, like test name. Then the value of this will be used as agent name. I am using UID. Done. Similarly, now change the password, parameter, data table, environment, now PWD. Right? That's the one. Once check the value is Mercury and the user defined type is internal. Okay. So now go to keyword expert view. You see the same changes reflected here. Environment of UID and environment of password. Now if you execute, it will take the value of this internal variable and it will use it. So why to use this environmental variables? Because if you use this, you can use them across many actions or functions within the same test. Suppose test 1 is having one more action. How to create another action? Just go here, say call to new action and say action 2. Again, action 2 was created within the same test. We'll see how to use these actions and why to create one more action. But now, if you write some code here and if you want to use again the same variable, you can use across different actions also. You can use in this action also the same environmental variables. But in case if you are going to use the random number or else the data table parameter, if you want to use them, you should again create a data table in this action. Like see, go and view data table. See here, whenever you create any action, a new sheet will be created by that name. See here, I created action 2. So action 2 was created. Action 1 was there because by default every test is having one thing. And global sheet is one common sheet. So if I want to parameterize this thing, the code which is written in this, so I have to create again a table or a column in this one. I have to give values here. But if I have environmental variables, I can just directly use them in the script like this, like how I am using here. I can just directly use it there. Like environmental variables are something like global. They can be used across different actions or different functions. They are not restricted to that particular action, whereas data table parameters will be restricted to that particular action. So now let us see, these are internal environmental variables. Let us see one more type which is called external. Now how to use external variables? Go to file, settings, environment, and again here user defined, right? So you have one more method option here, export. Means if you want to save this data into your external environment, you can just say click on it and it will be saved in the XML format, XML file. Let us say agent names, give some name. So that file will be saved and that contains the same data. Suppose you want to create the data of your internal variables. See here, this is the XML file created. XML is nothing but extra markup language. You need not worry about it. It's also a programming language like a HTML which is used for displaying the format. See here, the variables. This is environment, this is variable 1, this is variable 2. Because we have only two variables. Just click on the plus sign to expand it. You see name, PWD, and value is Mercury. And second variable is UID and the value is testing. So that's how you can save your internal variables into your local computer. Okay then. So that's how you can export your internal variables. Now coming to the external variables, how to use it. Here external variables can be used from your local computer but from an XML file. The file should be in XML format. First select this option, load variables and values from external file. Now browse this path. Here I have login data. One XML file is there already. Just open it. Yes. See here already two variables which were present in that particular login data XML was shown here. Say apply. Okay. Now if you want to parameterize using external environmental variables, go to keyword view. Here value, select it. Here environment, this time choose your name. The name is agent. See here, select it. See, this time you see user defined external, which is read only, means you cannot change the value. So say okay. Again, coming to this, even you can change this. The password is yes, automatically the old one with the same name was replaced by the external, right? So okay. Now come to expert view and you see dialog, minedate, and the same thing here it changes because the value, the name is different. Now it uses the value which is given for agent and will execute the script. Just two types of environmental variables: inbuilt, user defined, and the other one is external one. If your data is somewhere in your XML files, you can just use them as environmental variables. And these environmental variables can be accessed across any actions present in the same test, or else across different functions. Whereas data table parameters and random number parameters are confined to that particular test. So those are different types of parameters, means replacing the fixed values with the parameters. Why should you replace the fixed values with the parameters? Because always your test script should be in such a way that you can use it for any value. Suppose you don't use a parameter and use the order number 7. So the script will be used only for that opening that order. But here as a tester, you want to do it randomly with the different values. So in that case, these parameters will be used. The extension to this topic is nothing but data-driven testing. Means here some cases we are using only single values, but just replace with some parameters. Means each time when I am doing a order number, random number of 0, 10 or else 1, 10, one value chosen randomly I am doing. But if you want to test the order number functionality with so many numbers, so then I go for this data-driven testing. How to do this? Let us see. And coming to this data-driven testing, particularly we'll be concentrating getting the data from the external environment like Excel files and text files, which are called flat files. Before going straight away into the data-driven testing, we need to learn some data table methods. Let us see what are the data table methods and all.